Those who disown their parents, what was the final straw? 1. My sibling passed away, and in the days leading up to his funeral my mother was so exquisitely awful that I stopped fantasizing about harming her and began fantasizing about my life in prison after. At one point I was standing behind her at the top of a flight of stairs as she monologued about how everything was my fault. I could have pushed her but instead promised myself that after I made it through the funeral I'd never speak with her again. This year marks a decade since I last spoke with her, and my only regret is not cutting her out of my life earlier. 2. There truly wasn't one. It just was so much, for so long that I just stopped. My mom was too proud ever to call me because in her head, she deserved to be called. My father chose to cut me out of his life when my wife asked him not to wear shoes in the house. 3. It was a long process, but it really ended when my mom tried to sue my wife and me for grandparents' rights. Anything after that would have only helped her to build a case to legally take our son. 4. My mother likes to make me cry. I think it's a control thing, but she always denies it even happens. After going out of her way to make me break down for 3 birthdays in a row, I asked my father if, just for 1 year, I could avoid speaking to her for the day. Bear in mind, I live in a different country, so it would just be a case of me not picking up the phone when she called. My father went crazy, called me ungrateful, pathetic, a disappointment, etc., all because I wanted a birthday where I didn't cry. I just hung up without saying a word. Blocked their numbers and email addresses, deleted all social media. It's been years, and I'm so grateful he said all those horrible things, because I finally realized how better my life is without them. 5. Parents got divorced between 12 to 14. During that period my dad became an evangelical Christian. All of a sudden, everything revolved around that. This continued until he moved to the US when I was 18 because America is doing the Lord's work. He completely ghosted his 2 teenage children and started a new Christian family. He came to visit one time. He never met his 3 grandchildren and passed away in 2022. It had been 17 years since I had seen him. I did not go to the funeral because, to me, he had been gone a long time. 6. It was a long time coming. But the straw that broke the camel's back was berating me for not coming to a family function when I told my father that I had something that was completely unskippable at work. I just lost it at him and told him what I thought of him. I haven't spoken to him or his family that all took his side every single time in 15 years.